Physical topology. There are two types of connections, point-to-point and multi-point. We have already seen point-to-point. A multi-point connection is one in which more than two specific devices share a single link. Physical topology means how a network is laid out physically. The structural representation of the relationship of all the links and linking devices to one another is referred to as the topology of a network. There are four basic topologies: mesh, star, bus, and ring. Mesh topology. Here, every device has a dedicated point-to-point link to every other device. The term dedicated means the link carries traffic only between the two devices it connects. To find the number of physical links with n nodes, we first considered that each node must be connected to every other node, meaning that every node must be connected to n-1 nodes. If each physical link allows communication in both directions, or duplex mode, we can say that in a mesh topology, we need n into n-1 by 2 duplex mode links. To accommodate those links, every device on the network must have n-1 I/O ports to be connected to other n-1 stations. Advantages: no traffic problem because each connection can carry its own data load. It is robust. If one link becomes unusual, it doesn't corrupt the entire system. It has the advantage of privacy or security because of the dedicated line. Only the intended recipient sees the message. Point-to-point links make fault identification easy. We can find the precise location of the fault. Disadvantages: installation and reconnection are difficult because all devices must be connected to one another. The bulk of the wiring occupies the available space. The hardware required to connect each link or I/O ports and cable can be expensive. One of the practical examples of a mesh topology is the connection of a regional telephone offices, in which each regional office needs to be connected to every other regional office. Star topology. Every device in star topology has dedicated point-to-point link only to a central connection point, usually called a hub or a switch. The devices are not directly connected to each other. Unlike a mesh topology, a star topology doesn't allow direct traffic between the devices. The central point acts as an exchange. If one device wants to send data to another, it sends the data to central point, which then sends the data to another connected device. Advantages: less expensive than a mesh topology because each device needs only one link and one I/O port. It is easy to install and reconfigure. It is robust because if one link fails, only that link is affected. Easy fault identification. Disadvantages: the whole topology depends on a single device, the hub. If the hub goes down, the whole system is dead. The star topology is widely used in local area networks. High-speed LANs usually use a star topology with a central hub. Bus topology. The mesh and star topologies use point-to-point connections. A bus topology, on the other hand, is multi-point. One long cable is used to link all the devices in a network. Each device is connected to a tap attached to the long cable. As a signal travels along the cable, some of its energy is transformed into heat. Therefore, the signal becomes weaker and weaker as it travels farther and farther. That is why there is a limit on the number of taps a bus can support and on the distance between those taps. Advantages: ease installation, less cabling. Disadvantages: difficult reconnection and fault isolation. A fault or break in the bus cable stops all transmission. Damaged area reflects signals back that creates noise in both directions. Bus topology was one of the first topologies used in the design of early LANs. Ethernet LANs can use a bus topology, but they are less popular now. Ring topology. In this topology, each device has a dedicated point-to-point connection with only the two immediate neighbors. A signal is passed along the ring in one direction from device to device until it reaches its destination. Each device in the ring contains a repeater. When a device receives a signal intended for another device, its repeater regenerates the bits and passes them along. Advantages: easy to install and reconfigure. Fault isolation is simplified. An alarm rings whenever a problem occurs, indicating the location. Disadvantages: traffic is unidirectional. A break in the ring can disable the entire network. Ring topology was prevalent when IBM introduced its local area network token ring. Today, the need for higher speed LANs has made this topology less popular. Hybrid topology. A network can be hybrid. For example, we can have a main star topology with each branch connecting several stations in a bus topology.